Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be speaking about politics. Yes, it's politics, but not what you think of. It's not about the politics played by our politician friends from BJP and Congress, but the politics I'm going to be speaking about is politics in college, politics in organization, and maybe the same politics applies at home as well, with our family and relatives that we have seen. What I'll be speaking about is what is politics? What is organization and college politics? Who creates these politics? How does it happen? How can you make sure you don't get involved in such politics? And how can you make sure that you completely succeed in overcoming these issues and achieve your personal and career success? I will also share with all of you how did I manage to skid through these politics and become a successful leader all these years that I have been working. So just before I get into the details of politics, I want to explain what is politics in organization and colleges. Whenever you have people in a certain position of power, you find politics coming into these places. Those who have an influencing power will use that influence in a positive or a negative way. Now remember that politics is not always negative politics. It can be positive politics as well. It really depends upon who is driving it and how they are driving it. It reminds me of an example. When I started working, I was a fresh graduate from college and I was engaging with all the management team members in my organization. I used to go to them as a fresh grad and say, hey, I really want to help you in your department challenges. Is there anything I can do? Now, people were observing me and started talking behind my back that, hey, look at this new guy from India. He's trying to be cozy with the leaders. He's trying to kind of, butter them up and get some favors and stuff like that. And some of the management team members even were ignoring my conversations with them. Finally, one particular person really took it seriously and said, hey, Ashok, can I take your help in solving one of our project issues? And I worked on the project. The project became very successful. He spoke about it publicly in many forums, and all of a sudden the same people now realized that I was just not buttering up people, but I had a lot of substance and I was offering them a lot of good value for them as well. Now, the other management team members saw this and they came to me and said, why are you just helping this guy? Is he giving you any special favors? Why don't you help me as well? This was a very simple but a good example of how people can talk behind your back, but once they see that you have substance, it soon fades away and people start respecting you. Organization politics or college politics happens on a daily way. I'm sure you would have experienced that. If you're part of a college committee, for example, an entrepreneurial committee or a music committee, there will be a lot of behind the scenes talk that you are favoring certain persons or you're trying to get sponsorship. People will say that, hey, look at him or her. They're trying to get money out of these the festivals you're arranging. In organization, it is so common, right? I've often seen that whenever I try to promote a particular person, immediately people start talking behind the back. I think this person is very, very close to Ash or Ashok, and that is why he is favoring them. We have seen politics because of same community. Hey, he's a Hindu, he's favoring a Hindu. He's from Maharashtra, he's supporting Marathis. He's a young person, he only likes young people. One of the things I often get accused in organizations is that I always only favor young people, to grow in the organization. And I often clarify to them that it's not about young or old, it's always about potential and performance. The question in your mind is, who creates these politics? Well, unfortunately, it is not just the top bosses who create politics, but even the lowest level people can create politics. A lot of times this happens because of your environment that you are coming from, the way you have grown up, when you hear maybe your parents talking ill about people and stuff. How many of you have heard your mom or your dad speaking behind somebody else's back? I often heard these things, right? Where, somebody's calling your cousin or something and saying that, hey, look at that auntie, she and her daughter, the way they're dressing up, oh my God, I think maybe she's having some affair or something. This is a small way family politics happen. So anybody can create politics. It's not just a senior leader or it's not just a college principal. And this is very important for you to understand. If you're in a college as a student or you're at a workplace, just be aware that organizational politics and college politics is part of life. You need to be aware of it and you need to know how to handle and manage it. Now, when everybody's creating politics, your question in your mind is, how am I going to manage these things? How am I going to get out of such kind of situation? Is it good to be part of a politics or not? Now, how does politics starts to happen? So it's a simple thing like, I'm talking to you, you are an employee and I'm an employee as well. I come to you and say, let's assume your name is Saurabh. Hey Saurabh, did you see that Priya recently got promotion? I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't think she's that good. Well, you know one thing, Priya is very, very cozy with the boss, by the way. I think that could be a big reason. This is what starts happening. Now, there are two ways you can react to this. Either you can contribute to that conversation and say, I think Saurabh, you're right. I think Priya is cozy to the boss. Or you can say, Saurabh, I don't think we should be talking such things. Maybe she's really good at her job. Why don't we see how she goes and then we make such kind of comments? So, politics gets enhanced when you are part of the conversation. Now, why do you feel you have to be part of the conversation? Because you want to be seen part of a tribe. Have you ever noticed in college or even in company? In college, for example, there is one gang which is very cool and you want to be part of this cool gang. Now, this cool gang often talks bad about people behind their backs. So you want to be seen part of them, you join the conversation. You say all the things that they're talking about, you add fuel to the conversation. I have this example to share with you. When I was working in Vietnam, I had a lady, a very, very smart, intelligent young girl. Whenever people come to her complaining about anyone, the first thing she would say is, why don't both you and me, go to that person and ask them this question. That person who's complaining gets very scared because, they don't want to go and confront the person. By doing that few times, everybody in the organization knew that you never go and complain about anybody to this girl because she doesn't appreciate it. She doesn't encourage it. So you need to think about, are you encouraging such conversation? Whether it is college, whether it is family, whether it is workplace. Like I often tell my dad and mom, whenever they call me and they complain about somebody, often tell them that, why don't we talk to them directly, mom or dad? And then they just shut up and they don't speak about me. Same at workplace, when people come and complain to me about somebody, I often say, let's go and speak to them. If you have a problem with this person, let's address it. So that's what you should be doing. Whenever you get involved in these kind of conversations, don't contribute to it, keep away from it. Now, your question is, if I do these things, Ashok, how am I going to succeed? Don't you think that if I'm somebody's chela, if I'm buttering up somebody, I'm going to get more closer to them and get all my big promotion? Well, the good news and bad news. The good news is, yes, immediate short term, you may get that promotion. But the bad news is, what if that person moves on? Have you noticed whenever we change leaders in the country, the whole team of bureaucrats also change? And do you know why? Because the new leadership doesn't trust the old bureaucrats. They feel that this person is loyal to the old set of leaders. So if you are loyal to me only, for example, if I move on, what are you going to do? The new leader comes, he's going to think that you are loyal only to Ashok. So don't show your loyalty in terms of buttering up with leaders or with anyone. Your loyalty should be with the organization, with the college, with the values and ethics, not with the individual, especially the individual is not doing the right thing. So if an individual is using you to spread politics, you shouldn't be part of it. Once, one of the leaders in an organization came and told me, hey, can you tell the super boss that this particular person is not doing a good job, because that's how I can make sure that he gets sacked from the job and I will get the job. And honestly, I never did that, of course, and I never became part of such conversations because I know it is so risky. In my own life, my first few years of promotion was facilitated by my mentor and the managing director at that time. A lot of people thought that because of him, I was surviving in the company. But after I came, started my work and delivered, everybody knew I was on my own. So what you have to focus on is deliver superior performance if you're in a company. If you're in a college, do your assignments well, get a good great scores, be a good student and be a good employee. If you are seen as not someone who talks behind people's back, you get everyone's support. But if you play politics, you will get some people's support and a growth for a short term, but long term, you are going to be in big trouble. So the best way is avoid being part of such negative politics. Do play positive politics. What is that? Speaking good about people, sharing good things your team has done or your colleagues are doing. How often have you gone and told other people about great work your friends have done in a college assignment or at workplace, the great work your team or another team has done with your bosses as well? This is how you will be seen as a promoter of good politics, and this will eventually help you become very, very successful in whatever you do in life. So say no to bad politics. Say no to gossiping and rumor mongering. It will not only kill you, but it will kill everybody around you supporting you as well. I hope you got a few things out of this video. Thank you so much for listening to me. Till I speak to you all next time. Stay fit, stay positive, keep chasing obscene success. Thank you. Do click on the subscribe button and notification button to continue watching all the videos that I'm posting.